Hello and welcome to another episode of Sub-Auteurs. My name's Mai.
I'm Misha.
And I'm Shazam! Oh wait, wrong. Nanahan ko kayo. I'm Angel. I got excited.
It's okay.
We are very excited actually for this movie we're talking about. As you already know, as Angel spoiled.
Yes, we do.
Right there. It is Shazam, Fury of the Gods we're talking about today. And unfortunately for Angel, he did not get struck by lightning and become a superhero.
Fortunately, my house is still intact. I would be more concerned about fixing my house if lightning continually struck it. There.
I wonder if homeowner insurance will cover lightning strikes.
Force majeure. They should.
Force majeure, but the majeure is like, that dusty old wizard guy.
Yeah, but would they know that? I guess after 50 times, they should probably figure out your house is, a lightning rod or something.
Or that a family of superheroes lives there. But either way, yes, we're so excited to talk about Shazam, Fury of the Gods. And I think it's something we can describe as a glimmer of hope for the otherwise recently dreary DCEU selection that we've had.
Way better than the last time somebody tried to disrupt the balance of power in the DCEU.
Yes, with an oddly similar skill set with Shazam.
Hooray for Black Adam. I mean Black Rock. Oh hell, I got nothing.
Yeah, so let's get to it. We're so excited. Well, first and foremost, before we get to this movie that we obviously loved, thank you so much to Warner Brothers PH for inviting us. Inviting all three of us actually.
I
to
know
the
that was so much
screening.
fun. That was so fun.
I don't know which is cooler, being able to watch Shazam ahead of time, or being able to watch, or just seeing you guys three, or being able to watch a movie in general, just the three of us for the first time.
Context for our listeners. As we've had this podcast for a few years already, but surprisingly, we never actually saw a movie in the cinemas together physically. It's always either a permutation of me and Misha, Anjo and Misha, or me and Anjo, but never the three of us. Exactly.
Never the three.
Maybe it's because we're trying to hide the fact that we have superpowers, and so that people won't get suspicious of us,
Or one of us is actually also the other. So,
Or maybe we hate each other secretly, but we're professional about it. Isn't that right, Mr. T?
No, you love me.
Yeah, kind of, I guess. I don't know.
get a room! My God!
For the record, he's like my second favorite T, but yeah, never mind. Sige, moving on.
But yes, this was a milestone for us as friends, I guess, not just the podcast. So yay, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay, so Shazam, Fury of the Gods, a sequel to Shazam, the first movie. It was directed by none other than David F. Sandberg, who also directed the first one. So how do you think it went, you guys?
That was really fun. I did not expect to have such a good time.
You know how sequels often do not live up to the first movie?
Yes.
Yeah, and I love the first one. That's why I was worried for this one.
Exactly.
I had my apprehensions about this one. Like I said, I'd never thought that this one would be able to one up the first one, because the first one was just good, was just that good, and then they were still able to step up their level, their game for this one.
For sure. And like people have been saying, like other than Flashpoint, this is going to be the last time that we see this version of the big screen DC universe. So I thought that maybe, like, the wind would be out of their sails. They'd be like, oh, okay, we'll just do this to get it over with. But no, this was... I mean, I'm just going to say it. I think this is the best superhero movie we've seen this year.
I agree. I agree.
Only March, but yes, at this moment in time, as of recording, yes, it is the best superhero movie I've seen all year.
No, I mean, okay, look, we saw Quantum Mania. We saw, and last year we had Black Adam. So, like, come on. I didn't think that the movie that would be showing us how to do a good superhero movie would come at the end, and I didn't know it would come from this character.
I mean,
Zachary Levi. How could you not expect it?
Okay.
Yes,
Shall
the
we jump
character
to the-
known as Zachary Levi.
Shall we jump to the thirst portion first?
Zachary Levi slash Shazam. Same thing. He's basically being himself, only with the suit.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell
And
me
now
I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But okay, just wanted to ask you a question. Is it out of your system now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
No,
Okay,
no,
I changed my
no,
mind.
no,
I
no.
changed my mind. Okay, to get the thirst portion out of the way,
Is
if you
it
know
gonna
me,
be...
Yeah, that's why I asked. Go.
fine. To get it out of the way, I've always been in love with Zachary Levi ever since Chuck.
It's true.
Not so sure about recently with his recent statements on Big Pharma. He was a little irresponsible in a tweet, but that aside, I love him so much, and I'm so
Of
happy he's
course
still
you
alive.
do.
The thirst is strong in this
Oh
one.
my god!
Jesus Christ, you have no idea.
And oh yeah, Misha went through that entire Chuck obsession back in college. I swear to
Dude,
God.
Zachary Levi's been in her since 2007. Her obsession has been in her.
wait.
Her obsession has been in her. Obsession, the obsession has been in her since
She's not the
2007.
only friend I have who's had this obsession with Chuck.
Yes,
Zachary
but-
Levi in general.
Yes, exactly. He's just such a charming and lovable guy. And as much as people say, but he's just playing himself in the movie. Blah, blah, blah. Well, he is. It's an accepted fact. But he does it well.
That's
And-
I mean, like,
That's true.
if people can accept Ryan Reynolds for playing Ryan Reynolds in every
Exactly.
freaking movie, why not Zachary Levi, right?
Yeah, and his personality is just so likable. He's just so... How do we describe it? I could go on and on. But he's just so... he's such a breath of fresh air. Like, he's got that mix of dorkiness, but at the same time, he's smart and, he's sweet. And okay, I'll end it there
For now.
for now. No.
For
Okay.
now.
Okay, last na talaga.
Oh my God!
Wait!
Oh my God!
No. I want to see where this goes. Okay.
Me too. I'm not stopping her.
Okay.
I know you will
Proceed.
agree with me on this, but thank God they fixed the padding situation.
Well, you don't miss the
Thank
styrofoam muscles?
The gods. No, I do not miss the fluffy Michelin Man type padding. No, I do not. And thankfully, they fixed the costume here. You could see more of his natural physique. And you could really see the hard work he put into really training to be a superhero physically, I mean, so there you go.
I'm happy you're happy.
I am
We're
very
happy. You're happy.
Okay. I'm done with my thirst portion.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
Wait, joke lang. Tama na.
Almost had us believing you for a second there, but we should know better by now.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, so Shazam, Fury of the Gods, introduces us to the Shazam family as they're by now. They're used to their
Shazamily.
superpowers. The Shazamily, they're used to their superpowers,
God.
and they are a regular sight in their hometown of Philadelphia. The only trouble is they got some issues with teamwork, so they're not like beloved
Functional?
as some other superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
But,
are
you
actually
know-
called the Philadelphia Fiascos. And whenever they're on the news, it's never in a good light. Whether they've saved people, it's always going to be twisted by the media saying that, oh, they wrecked this place or, they were the cause of it. Even if they literally saved people,
I kind of enjoyed that because they're calling it out as fake news and everything. It's so modern day because Shazam is such a golden age character, and they managed to revamp the character for modern day. It's perfect. It's funny. It's very relatable. Plus, they're kids.
They are.
You have like, okay, fine. If somebody will say, "What about Spider-Man? He's that good." These have like older superheroes as mentors. These guys have each other.
they're just
And-
figuring stuff out along the way together.
Exactly.
That's true. And I still like their chemistry together, whether they're in their superhero forms or their children forms. I just wish that,
Children.
Yeah, I know. They got the
Children
whole
form.
Stranger
Quote,
they have the whole
unquote.
Stranger thing. They got
Just
the
to
whole
get-
Stranger Things over aging thing going on here. They are way too old for these roles, those children.
This, but it's amped up for this one because they shot this over the pandemic, and then
Yeah.
movies get produced way longer between the first movie and the second movie, whereas TV shows get produced quicker.
I mean, it's understandable given the circumstances, but it's not really going to help much in terms of story. Because here's something I
Yeah.
noticed. Just so in case you didn't know, the adult / superhero form of Mary in the first movie was a totally different actress who
Yes.
was obviously much more of an adult. And for this second one, since I guess in the story we've established that Mary is already an adult or probably around the years of her physical prime, which is the point of them looking like their future selves in their physical prime in superhero form. You already see Mary as is. So basically what changes in her, she gets struck by lightning after saying Shazam and she's just wearing the suit. So that's going to be an issue for me. Like, let's say if they make sequels, and they do say in the movie that Billy Batson's almost 18.
That is true.
Yes.
So he has to age so much to
my
be able
God.
to get to that Zachary Levi looking prime. Which makes
He's
me wonder, how much does he age? Like, what is that
That is
age
true.
of that physical prime? Because if you know Zachary Levi's age, he's in his 40s.
Which makes me wonder, will she accept Zachary Levi being being recast?
So we're gonna recast in the future. It's not gonna be Zachary Levi anymore, and it's just
gonna
like
be
Asher Angel.
Yes, it's going to be Asher Angel as grown-up Shazam. Maybe they can bring back the styrofoam muscles.
No,
Yeah,
Never!
we'll see. We'll see how they'll do this. They're probably gonna recast the kids, or probably just have him appear as Shazam. In
Yeah,
the
but
future
like I was saying, like Stranger Things, they took so long in putting this thing together, and the
Yeah.
pandemic did not help. So the Stranger Things kids are still pretending that they're younger than they are. In this one, they really can't get away with it, and I'm sorry, but Zachary Levi's also beginning to show his age.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm gonna hide behind the microphone.
Log off now, Misha. Say goodbye.
She hasn't blinked in like a minute. I'm just gonna
I'm gonna step out. You guys want to have a chat?
okay, fine. Continue. It is a fact
No.
he is aging. Fine. He's still hot though.
Yeah, but his forehead's getting bigger.
But that what I appreciated was granted that the kids not being kids was pretty evident. It still was a great movie. It was a fun ride. I had nothing to complain about except maybe for that.
Well, I think part of what you mentioned earlier about them shooting the pandemic, it shows because I don't think that the kids got to workshop their characters so much with the grown-up versions, the superhero
Yes.
versions.
Yes.
Because Zachary Levi is just, I don't know, he's just way too goofy in this one.
Yeah, and you can see that Asher Angel, I think they're both overcompensating. Zachary
Yes.
Levi is overcompensating in a way that, I have to be childlike. But Asher, at the same time, he's more serious. He's a little less, not actually little, he's much less animated compared to his adult counterpart. So parang, they didn't spend as much time with each other as they probably did in the first one because what we
Yeah.
loved about the first one, it was the subtle mannerisms that, they would really rub off on each other. So this one, there was a kind of disconnect because Asher was playing too adult, Zachary Levi
Agreed.
was playing too young.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I think it was the only character who was probably had the most similar mannerisms was Freddie Freeman, just because every time he turned into his superhero form, you just get Seth from the OC.
And Darla.
Yeah, Darla was
Darla.
cute. Darla was still
Yeah.
cute. It's good that you mentioned Freddie because he actually has a huge storyline in this one.
Yes, and I love that.
Wherein he has like this whole arc where he's got a love story with Rachel Ziegler from West Side Story. She plays the new girl at school, and when Freddy first lays his eyes on her, he just wants to go singing tonight, because he falls in love with her, and
It's
their
so
chemistry is
cute.
fantastic. Their chemistry is great.
It's I felt like the genuine kilig for puppy love on screen.
Yes,
They just have
yes.
such a great back and forth, and the flirting. Oh my god, it was
That was
adorable.
perfect. Because I
Yes.
like the fact that he was confident, but in a very clumsy way.
Yes,
Yes, and
absolutely.
it's so
I enjoyed the
endearing.
most in that performance.
I like that time when he walked her to class, and then she's already in the classroom, and he's like, "Freddy, that is Freddy." So cute. A lot of more moments right there. But okay, since we're already at the topic of Freddy, let's discuss his whole story arc. So just like Misha said earlier, there's kind of like this dysfunction going on between the Shazam siblings. So Freddy is out here, growing up and enjoying his powers, especially since, as a normal kid, he has a disability. And he gets the freedom of being physically fit when he transforms into his Shazam form / Adam Brody form.
It's not just
say-
physically fit. It's like super strong.
Yeah,
The
but
dude
can
can
I
fly.
just say, Seth from the OC got hella old too.
Yeah, you say
Dude,
that to
what
my wife
happened?
and she will kill you.
You
but
also
one-
remember that time in the 2000s when people would like see the similarities between the characters of Seth Cohen and Chuck, because they both have curly hair, they're both nerds.
God.
La lang.
Yeah,
I remember.
only
Kinilig ka na
Chuck,
naman.
Chuck got
Yes.
big though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Freddy is on this phase of wanting to do things by himself and explore. So he goes on his own and tries to look for. He has this app where he looks at police reports and just goes off to pick one wherein he can just like use his powers and save the day. But Billy, aka Zachary / Shazam, lead guy. So many slashes. So basically, the leader of the pack, he always wants them to do things together. He's being hella bossy, hella
Yes.
controlling,
Hella
and,
clingy.
hella clingy.
He's being super clingy in this one.
Super, and he's killing Freddy's game a little bit in the woman department too. He's always like, "Where you at?" Anyway, so there's this tension between the best friends, Freddy and Billy. So that's one source of the whole family dysfunction that you get from the start, which I think is a good development. It's a natural progression for teenagers to kind of like want to feel that.
Yeah, I think there's also an added layer of the fact that they're all foster kids. So at
Yeah.
some point in their lives,
Yes.
they've been unwanted. So there
Yes.
is that deeper
And-
level.
Baggage.
And Billy still has his abandonment issues because his mom she straight up rejected him
Yep.
as we saw in the last movie. She abandoned his ass.
That was horrible.
It really was.
No, I still wasn't a dad when I saw that, but then I watched the first one again as a dad. I was like, that shit is just fucked up.
Aw, look at
you don't-
changing
yeah.
your point of view because you're a father.
Oh my god.
It's funny because my friend who took me to the first movie was a dad, and he said like everything you'll feel differently when when you have a kid. I was like, yeah. Fast forward to like a few years later, it's like, oh, I totally get what he says.
Can I just I have a request, Anjo. Can I just promise us you're not going to leave your kid outside in a lightning storm in hopes of getting him superpowers?
Oh my god. Poor
Oh no, I would do that though.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh
I
my
would do that
god.
for me. I would do that
Oh
for
my
me.
god, why are you stop?
I would leave him inside. I would stand out in a lightning storm to get superpowers.
Dear God. Thank God.
Can you imagine your son's friends? Theo, your father's outside again shouting Shazam at the sky.
As long as it's not your house, it's fine.
something I did appreciate in the characterization of Billy Batson in this one, though, even if he's not as goofy as his quote unquote adult version, Zachary Levi, he has adolescent dreams of a certain superhero that no one can blame him for.
I don't.
I also do not.
I wouldn't blame him for that.
Nope.
Oh God. That's normal, I guess. But
Yeah.
that dream sequence also gave me nightmares.
Look, at least he was
wasn't a
buying her
dream
dinner
sequence.
first, okay? He was being nice about it.
It was,
Okay, so
dream
for
sequence,
context-
nightmare sequence.
Yes. So for context, surprise, Wizard is still alive, only imprisoned by the villains of the movie, which we will get to. But, he kind of like shouts out for help. He searches for his champion to warn him of the dangers that come because of the fury of the gods. And
Fury of the gods.
he inconveniently passes this message on during said teenage dream.
Oh my god. If you've ever wanted to see Jimon Honsu as Wonder Woman, this is the place to do it. Oh my god.
It was the most brilliant yet most horrifying thing I've seen in cinema.
Sobrang babad pa. Ang tagal. You could just see Wonder Woman's body with Wizard's face just screaming
my
at
God.
Billy at the dangers that might come. If I were Billy, my brain would be short-circuiting. I would
But
not
here-
absorb anything he would say.
I probably would have woken up in cold sweats. Be like, why? Why? But
Look, you could have Wizard with Wonder Woman's body. Oh my god. But Wizard's head on Wonder Woman's body, he could be saying Thanos is right next to me. I would not be able to process that.
No, me neither.
nope.
But
Jesus Christ.
amazing visual, amazing.
But that shit's gold. You can't go wrong with that.
No, look,
Timing
I
was
gotta
perfect.
admit, Jimon Honsu has been in pretty much every genre universe for the last 20 years. Like, he's the guy who Star-Lord first introduces himself to in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was the
Right.
slave
Yes.
in Amistad. I'm pretty sure Michael Bay has blown him up a couple of times.
He was also in that barbershop movie.
But
You know,
yes. But
Yes, he
this,
was.
I think, is my favorite role of his now, because I have never seen him just be this damn funny before.
He's so naturally.
Actually, yeah.
His character wasn't even trying to be funny. It's just like
I know.
This is a side of him that I never expected. Like Wizard, he was always this serious entity with powers that gave Billy his powers to be Shazam. But I never expected him to be the comic relief ever.
And I'm happy to see him because he totally died in the last movie.
Yep. You know,
Can you please explain? I'm still a little bit
No,
confused.
here's the
about why
thing,
he's
okay?
alive.
I don't think I need to explain it because they didn't bother trying to explain it either. They were just
Guys.
like, "Oh, I gave you the power, so I couldn't exist in your realm anymore." I'm like, "Oh,
Guys.
okay. So we were sad for nothing last time."
it's magic. You're not supposed to understand magic because we can't be magic users.
Yeah,
We're not Harry Potter. We didn't study in Hogwarts.
That's
Fine.
true. We're not
But it's-
wizards.
But it's something I gladly accepted because I was so happy
I
to see
also
him
accept
again.
it.
You know,
It's
it was
usually a
just-
cheap trick, right? When they bring
Yes.
back characters who died.
Yes.
But in this case, you know what? He's too damn good. You don't keep that guy dead.
No.
You know, like, okay, so David F. Sandberg has done horror movies. Much of what he's done prior to the Shazam movies has been horror. So, like in all horror movies,
hence that
the
image
best-
of his face.
Of Jimon Honsu as Wonder Woman.
Fine, there's that. But you know
shit
the
of
principle
horror.
of, sometimes the best explanation is to not explain it. Maybe he ran with that concept for this one.
Maybe.
And it worked. It worked.
I
Maybe.
also appreciated that we don't start out seeing fake Wonder Woman's face. Like in the last one, you had like Superman's cameo where they didn't show Henry Cavill's face because they couldn't get him for the movie. But in this one, you think it's just another one of those headless cameos, and then by the time you see the head, you wish it was a headless cameo. Like, holy God, I wish it was a headless cameo.
That was good because I think it was like a shot to like the headless cameo in the first movie.
Yeah, but now Amistad guy has got Gal Gadot's body, and he's he's playing it straight.
And then they ended up with that. It's like, what?
He's playing it straight while Chuck is having a meltdown.
It's gold. It's comedy.
And it was at the peak. It was at the peak of his dream where he's finally gonna get to kiss Wonder Woman after eating a mint.
I said kiss, but yes, I mean like. Oh my God!
Speaking of, it is surprisingly horror / comedy gold. I can't decide which one, but I can just say both. The comedy in this is just sprinkled throughout the movie, which makes it so entertaining because you do not expect when a punchline or a joke's gonna come out, but it's just always so well timed, and we were laughing almost all throughout the movie.
Yeah. I like the fact that that Sandberg actually went out of his way to plant seeds all over the movie, and then everything at the climax or towards the end of the movie was just payoff after payoff after payoff, and the laughs just kept getting harder and harder and harder.
It's not just the plot line, seed planting kind of thing, which was done brilliantly, which we will maybe discuss, but it's also the comedic planting of things, like the callbacks of the jokes from earlier, minute details that you might miss, but then eventually, like, holy shit, that had a purpose. I thought it was random. Oh my God, that's genius.
And it was organic. That's what it wasn't forced. It wasn't like Black Adam trying out 21st century slang or catchphrases, which just killed the whole momentum of that movie whenever he would try and put in a one-liner. But in this one, the jokes flow because, these are kids. They're goofy, they're silly, and the movie embraces that about the characters. It doesn't try and retcon them into something postmodern, ironic, or cynical. It lets them be kids, and I love that.
I do. It's such a breath of fresh air, especially given how recently DC material has been dark or dreary or downright full of profanity, like Peacemaker and maybe the Suicide Squad at some point. But this is like the other end of the spectrum. The humor is so wholesome for the most part, and it's because you're seeing it through the eyes of kids, and it's everything. Like, you know how they say kids say the darnest things? Oh my God, I'm aging myself by that reference. But kids are just able to say it as it is. So whenever they'd have a joke or something meta in the script, which there were a lot, you don't take it as something pretentious or annoying because you do understand that these are kids. They say what's on their mind. They have no filter. They just honestly tell you what they observe and feel. So it's acceptable, and you just realize that this is meta because it just works together. This whole childlike sincerity and honesty, because of that, it's okay that it's meta.
And even like the irreverence that also feeds the humor, because like Freddy in his adult form, in his Super Seth form, he calls
Captain
himself
Every Power.
He calls himself Captain Every Power, which is a clever way of avoiding the fact that Shazam's name for 60, 70 years was Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So they avoid that. And then and traditionally Freddy transforms into Captain Marvel Jr. But in this movie, he's the one calling Billy, Captain Every Power Jr. And it becomes a running gag through the whole movie where Billy doesn't even know what his actual superhero name is.
It's so cute.
I like how this movie is so self-aware of things, but everything is just so organic, as Misha put it. It doesn't come off as pretentious as the fourth Matrix movie.
Oh my God, there's nothing that's gonna beat that.
So everything you see here is from the point of view of kids.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna go into pretentious, then I'm gonna I'm going to see your Matrix 4 and raise you a Quantumania by saying, I'm so glad that this movie wasn't trying so hard to set up like 8 sequels, but it left us wanting to see more.
Yes. And you want to know how organic the meta-ness is? So something plays out on the screen, and then we have a thought, like just a side comment like, that's inappropriate. And seconds later, characters on screen actually say that same thought that we had at that moment out loud. So it's like, holy shit, you're reading our minds and you're just being so self-aware. It was an experience too. It's like, they're reading our minds.
To be fair, maybe they're just doing it like Russo style, where they want to make sure that they can be bulletproof against sites like against channels like How It Should Have Ended and Cinema Sins and Honest Trailers or Pitch Meeting. They don't want us to pick their movie apart, so they pick it apart before we can.
It's like,
does that make sense?
We'll make fun of ourselves before you do.
It makes sense, but not a lot of filmmakers can do it.
That's true. Because sometimes it's too heavy-handed when they do that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Which is
why sometimes being too self-aware comes off as being pretentious.
Okay. So the wizard was interrupting.
Interrupting. Are you an interruptor?
Rar. No. Okay, so the wizard was interrupting Billy's teenage dream because he had to warn him about the arrival of the daughters of Atlas. So these are literal gods. They are played by Lucy Liu, who is Calypso, and none other than Dame Helen Mirren as Hespera. And they are sisters. I highly doubt they have the same mother. But you know what? They are badass.
Oh,
I mean, like,
my
you had
God.
1/3 of the Charlie's Angels there, one Lola who Dominic Toretto works with.
My God. You mean Jason Statham's mom?
Yes, Jason Statham's mom.
They were so good. They were so threatening. I don't know what else to say. Like, the power of just getting Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren as your villains. It's like, no question. I'm fucking scared.
And then you tell me they're sisters? Yeah, I'm just going to accept that.
And you tell me that they're gods?
Yeah,
God sisters?
I'm down. I'm down for that. No
so
problem.
Down.
I enjoyed Helen Mirren in this one because she clearly was just having fun with her role.
She was.
I don't
Clearly
know
was.
why she said in an interview recently that she couldn't explain the plot of this movie even if she wanted to, but I thought it was pretty straightforward, and she didn't look confused. I mean, in the movie, it seemed all very coherent. She was in the moment, and yeah, what Andrew just said, I think she was having fun.
Maybe in like true superhero avoid spoiler fashion, or like big TV series where, people are just given the scripts. I'm not sure how things plan out in production, but it might have been like that where like things are shot
That's true,
jumbled
that's
up.
true.
So, even the actors can't really spoil anything. It could be
that
one of
kinda
those
makes
scenarios.
sense.
But Helen Mirren pulled it off so well. She knew who she was. She was fucking scary. I can't, if I see her as my villain, I would cower in fear.
Yep, I would do.
So basically, the big bads, what they want to do is they want to plant the seeds of the tree of life, which could potentially restore the world of the gods, but they want to plant the seeds here on Earth, which will usher in an age of demons and monsters. So, basic bad guy stuff.
I mean, like, there was nothing new about basic bad guy stuff. I mean, like Misha said it best, basic bad guy stuff. But it was the performances that made them worthwhile.
Yes.
You know what? I think maybe it's just because, like, since the Avengers came out in 2012, we have had like so many movies with interchangeable minion armies that are just cannon fodder. I think it was kind of refreshing to see cannon fodder in the form of Greek mythology monsters.
And
Yeah, it was
badass
kinda fun
bitches
trying-
too.
Well, yes,
yeah.
that too.
It was, to Misha's point, it was kind of fun trying to figure out what they were.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's that. Oh, it's a manticore. Oh, a harpy.
And there was a Cyclops and a Minotaur.
And
And what else was there, Anjo?
unicorn.
unicorns, but not like we think, apparently.
Fanciful unicorns.
No. As the wizard put it, they are creatures of darkness who like living in caverns. The one creature, the king of monsters, the monster that all monsters fear.
Oh my god, that was fucking gold. That was great. I was just so happy.
And how Darla harnesses the control over these said dangerous beasts is
Absolutely.
the single best product placement I have ever seen in a superhero movie.
Dude, I never expected
So much
that.
happiness.
I
So
never
much
expected
happiness.
that.
You know what? This movie is so good, it had us cheering for product placement.
Exactly.
What the actual hell?
Taste the rainbow, motherfuckers! And now on to the heart of a superhero movie. It's really gotta have good action. What did you guys think of the action sequences in this movie?
I thought they were pretty inventive. Again, we've been seeing so many variations on superhero fight scenes since Iron Man in 2008. So
God, it's so long ago.
yeah, I know, it really is. And again, like I said earlier, we've seen how many faceless CGI armies with interchangeable minions for the heroes to take apart. What I like about this one was they were really clever about how they used the mythological creatures, and they were
Yes.
really inventive in having the superheroes find ways to fight them.
I mean, like,
Unicorns.
also, even like Shazam's fighting style, like, it was pretty fun watching him fight Helen Mirren. Also, kind of painful to watch an old lady getting beat up.
I know! Holy shit!
Is that a freaking?
Yeah.
Is that a
At one
freaking
point-
Samoan slam? Did he just Samoan slam this old lady into the ground?
Then when he
Like,
got
that looks
mad
so
at one
painful.
point, he was gonna like Bane bust her spine across his knee.
God.
Yeah. That was horrible. But that was a fun sequence. Like she had, like,
To be fair, she did it to him first.
yeah, she did.
Yeah.
No, he did it to her first. That was payback.
You know, this feels exactly like Captain Marvel, where Brie Larson punches an old lady on the train. But actually, this is worse because you're fucking punching Helen Mirren.
I know.
Dame Helen Mirren.
You are going
Yes.
to actor hell.
Yes, you are.
You could be going to actor hell, or at the same time be like, oh, look at me, I punched Dame Helen Mirren on screen. Just depends on how you look at it.
You know,
That's fair. That's fair.
I like the fact that, like, him being a kid, he still has quips. He's like basically the Superman version with Spider-Man quips. You know?
he's like-
And he calls out his own superpowers like, haha, you can do that, that's cool, but do you have super speed? And he does kick her ass by doing that. That was fun.
That is true.
And he also called her super old. It's like,
Oh my god, that's
Gasp!
so mean. How
you don't dare!
you?
How dare you!
I mean,
How
I
dare
would assume she was
you.
super old. If the youngest of them sisters was 6,000 years old and Helen Mirren's the eldest, I wonder how old she was.
That's true. That's true.
And surprise, surprise, speaking of the youngest sibling, there are not only two gods that the Shazamily has to fight. So apparently Freddy's girlfriend happens to be one of the sisters.
Yes, Maria from West Side Story is 6,000 years old.
Yes, and
Tonight.
tonight, I'll kill your world tonight.
That's
I liked her powers. I liked how it was depicted. I couldn't understand, like, if you told me what
Power
her
of
powers were.
Axis.
Like, the sisters would have the power of elements, the
I
power
thought,
of
I thought she had
chaos.
the power of Doctor Stranging,
Exactly.
Yes, the power of Doctor Stranging.
or the power of Inceptioning,
The power of Rubik's Cubes.
power of Inceptioning.
Oh,
But
God.
hey, Anthea, Anne/Anthea had really cool powers. But I also
She
like
did, she did.
the sister dynamic. So you have the eldest sister who is the wise
Helen Mirren, right.
Helen Mirren, who is the wise mediator usually. So she's like the middle ground all the time. She's always got her head on her shoulders. She makes the right
Right.
decisions. She leads them.
Right.
On the other hand, you have Lucy fucking Liu, who is terrifying. Never did I think that she would get to that Oren Ishii Kill Bill level of terrifying. But here she's just like enjoying wreaking havoc amongst the world. She's just
She is.
like, oh, let me manipulate these people into, turning into zombies and, freaking people out, like chaos in general, like turning people into stone and just like breaking them apart, all that chaos. So she's the chaotic one, duh. And you have Anne, who is, the very naive one, the youngest one, who's like very empathetic to the
pure-hearted
people.
one.
Yes.
Can I just say, it was great seeing Lucy Liu in
know.
a major blockbuster again. Because I honestly don't remember the last time that she really got to cut loose. Because I think the less said about Ballistic X versus Sever with Antonio Banderas, the better.
Oh my god, that was the last time?
That I can remember. I mean, like, okay, Kill Bill, but, that's it.
Yeah.
I can't think of her
if you
in any
remember
other...
that Ballistic movie, man, that's just sad.
Yeah, that was fucking
X
awful.
versus Sever? Like,
Yes.
Oh my god. But yes, yay for Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu's having
Yeah,
a great time
she
here.
is.
And she's just the best
I just feel
evil
bad.
ice bitch. I mean, she's awesome in this one.
She's
I just feel bad
cold.
for
Yep.
bad for a lot of the middle children now. Like, again, the middle child is the one who ends up being fucked up.
Is there
and tries
something you want to
destroy the
share
world.
on Joe? You're not a middle child.
No, but my wife is, so she might feel bad.
Ooh.
She's a middle child.
I see.
So sometimes
Just keep her away from any dragons. You'll be good.
Yeah.
Specifically wooden dragons.
Yes, wooden dragons who feed on human fear.
Oh, that's
Yes.
like a creepy detail too. So Lucy Liu,
Yes.
as the main wrecker of havoc, rides this terrifying wooden dragon, and you can hear it also in the sound design. Like whenever the dragon opens its mouth, it has that subtle sound of humans screaming.
Really?
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
I've
very
never
subtle.
watched this movie.
Very,
I've never
very
watched this
subtle. But if you pay attention, it's like creepy.
I did not pick that up, so I can't wait to rewatch this movie.
Yep, it's a creepy
Yeah,
little
I already
detail.
have my tickets.
Of course you do.
I mean, like, I have to take my wife to this one, so.
Damn
Yes.
right.
And she
Damn
loves
right.
Zachary Levi too.
Who doesn't? Also, Lucy Liu, some people might say like parang, oh, she's so expressionless. Like this is kind of like stiff. But for me personally, I don't know maybe if it's an acting preference, but you know how fucked up she is that she doesn't really, react facially to everything that's happened to her. But you can see it in her eyes that she's just like having fun fucking shit up. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to be super animated or expressive with
True,
your facial muscles. Much unlike Zachary Levi was. She was the total opposite, but she still pulled it off for me.
You know how some people can be so expressionless, and that's what makes them scary.
Yes.
That was it.
Yes,
That's what
I agree.
Yes.
I
So
agree.
the fact that you can't read them at all, that's
Yes.
fucking creepy.
And again, what you said earlier about the dynamic, I think really works. You have the empathetic youngest one, you have the eldest who's making these big, bold proclamations, and she has her own thing, and that's just being a stone cold killer. And it works. It works. It totally works. It would be boring if they were all exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was great.
It's true. I like the fact that the youngest one also complains about her sister being too overbearing.
And they pointed out, he's like, she thinks you're controlling. Either you or you.
That was one of the best parts of this movie, was that there's a family dynamic with the Shazamily. I can't believe I'm using that word.
Shazamily.
and the family dynamic of the Daughters of Atlas.
Of the gods with the fury, yeah.
Exactly. So you have all these people. You see the difference in the eldest or the leader figure of each team or family, whatever you would call it. Mm-hmm. And then you see how each member in each team would react, or how they would interact, or how they see the leader of each group of
Yes.
people.
I know. So
Just give up
it's very relatable. Like even if they are gods, they are
For
still
sure.
human at some points because of the relationships they have. And I think that is one of the strengths of this movie, that maybe we can chalk it up to the first one establishing the relationship so well. But for a sequel, this took it to another level. They made development happen to these relationships, which make you
Absolutely.
understand even more and make you feel so attached to them.
And
I also
um,
okay, go.
I
Sorry.
mean, like, I think it's just I like that the film acknowledges they're getting older. The film lets them
Yes.
grow up a little bit. Yes, they're kids. Yes, they're still silly, but they're not carbon copies. They're not stuck in time from where we saw
Yes.
them last.
They're
Because
not
clearly,
copy-pasted.
clearly, time has passed, and it works. It really works.
Yeah.
Something I also want to get to is their relationship. I mean, the Shazamily, the kids. The
Shazam!
the relationship with their parents also goes to another level here, because here they reveal their identities.
Yes, their foster parents are just adorable in this movie.
I would
And
love to have them as parents too.
I like how they are shocked, but they are still accepting of their children's weirdness.
Yes.
Yes.
And although I have a bone to pick. I have this teeny tiny bone to pick. So now that
Yeah.
we've established that Mary doesn't
Yeah.
change form anymore, like she's basically just wearing the costume. These kids are the Philadelphia fiascos are seen on the news a lot. So won't anybody who actually knows Mary be able to tell, like, hey, that superhero looks like Mary?
Well, she did mention that she didn't have a lot of friends at some
Well, she did at some point. She partied with them and went to the eye doctor.
The eye doctor.
That's just a little, you know.
Doctor.
Yeah, but you know, like you
Little
forgive
detail.
it because she has super
That's
speed, so she might be
true, that's
too fast
true.
to be seen.
La
But
lang.
I guess it'll be a few years before anybody mistakes, young Pedro for DJ Catrona or fresh off the boat for Reggie Mantle. So,
Yeah, I guess so. but-
it'll be a while but I was surprised that the parents had no idea who Mary was. They've seen her on TV like a million times.
Diba?
They see her in the
Yes.
newspapers. I had bigger issues with that, but in the back of my head, yeah, okay, they changed her eye makeup. But, her hair was the same, her voice was the same. They didn't
is
try
not-
and hide.
This is not Zoe Deschanel without bangs.
I know.
That's
like
different.
we-
Like, Zoe Deschanel with
she
bangs
looks
beats
exactly
Superman
the
and her
same.
glasses.
And
So, yeah.
fine, the movie calls it out. Somebody says something about glasses and a ponytail. Fine, you called it out, movie, but you know what? You're not off the hook. Everybody would recognize that woman.
Yeah.
Which was why I don't know. Like I feel like this whole casting thing was probably like a budget cut.
I don't
Less
know. I
actors to
wasn't.
pay.
I wasn't very fond of the first adult Mary TBH. She was kind of bland, but that's my.
There's
opinion.
also that. Is she marketable? Because all
Well,
the other,
that's true.
All the others are.
All the others are.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true. That's true. Maybe
You
it was
got
like
Cousin Skeeter. You got Reggie Mantle. You got Fresh Off the
Cousin
Boat.
Skeeter.
You got DJ Catrona and
No,
Yeah,
I was thinking maybe it was like Catherine Newton in Quantumania, where, she was like the third Cassie Lang since the MCU started. So maybe Anjo's right. They had to get somebody who was more marketable, somebody who they could put on the poster and get butts in the seats, basically.
I mean,
Well, good for the actress, because they're like, you know what? You can play adult you too.
Okay, as long as we're talking about female superheroes, can we please talk about the Wonder Woman in the room?
that I don't know, just like how Wonder Woman appeared in Batman vs Superman, this had the same effect.
Hell yes.
My God.
I mean, my God.
No,
Like,
no,
I
no.
knew she was coming.
It was a bit different. It was a bit different because, like,
It was
in Batman
better.
versus Super, yes,
Yes,
because
so much
here
better.
she was making a great movie better. In that one, she was making a bad movie tolerable.
And it was just planted so well. So you
Yes.
really feel like this cameo was earned. Like we deserve
I mean-
this cameo because
I
of
mean,
how
like,
well
if
it was
you-
planted at the start.
I agree.
If you saw Amistad's head on her body the first time, seeing the actual Wonder Woman
Oh my
would
God.
be like 1,000-fold better than that.
And even the way her entrance was constructed, from the timing of her dialogue and when that guitar sting hits. Oh my God. The cinema was just cheering. It was ridiculous, and it was just, we earned that cameo. I loved it. I loved it so much.
Yep. That was one
I
for
mean,
the
like-
books. One of the best cameos I've seen.
I'm still mad that the studio put it out in one of their TV commercials that she was
What?
in it.
Yeah.
Like 2
They
days
did.
ago, 3 days ago. Yeah, it's been all,
Motherfuckers!
yeah,
They
it's in all the
released it.
groups. So like
'Cause-
half that audience yesterday was not surprised.
Yep, I wasn't surprised, to be honest. I was just waiting. I was
Yeah.
just waiting. So when I saw Jermone Honsu, I was like, why?
But the way
I thought.
But maybe
I thought
that's
that
why
was
they
it.
did it, because like we're gonna be expecting it. It makes it funnier when she shows up with the face of Amistad.
Yeah, yeah. But, like, it's just kind of like one of those things that you think they were afraid of this move, that the movie might tank. So they decided to bring out one of the more marketable characters out
But you know
in
what?
a trailer.
Maybe they were afraid, but whatever. I don't care. It beats the hell out of Henry Cavill's appearance in Black Adam, because this one actually had something to do with the plot. It wasn't just a shameless setup for sequels that will never happen.
Yes.
But,
Exactly. It will
you know,
never happen.
I mean,
This was organic. Like everything else in this movie, it happens for a reason. Even the stupid things that might not necessarily make sense, at least the movie tries to give them some sort of in-universe explanation. It's not like a kid tied a towel around his neck and held his hands out in a triangle.
Oh
and
my God,
the people of
stop.
the people of Agrabah followed him into battle. You know, that was stupid.
Well, you had a lot more kids in this movie, but at least none of them were annoying. They were also endearing. That
Yeah.
little shit in Black Adam, I just wanted to punch his face.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
god.
I mean, like, he tried to be like another version of Freddie Freeman, but he just ended up being Freddie Failman.
By the way, if you want to hear more of our thoughts about Black Adam, you can just listen to our one of our previous episodes on Black Adam. More ranting there.
Ooh, shameless plug, just
Segue.
like Superman's cameo.
Oh my
Yes.
god. But I really think that, because like it's been in the headlines lately that the DC universe is going to be rebooted under James Gunn, and the producer of this film, Peter Safran, these two guys are going to redo the DC universe, and honestly, I think they're going to be looking very closely at the box office of this movie before they decide whether or not they're going to retain this version of Shazam.
Please, oh please, oh please, oh please, keep
Please.
them, please.
Funny,
Please, oh please, oh
funny
please,
you
oh
should
please, oh
mention
please.
that, because this movie actually left me with a lot of questions as to where the franchise will be going. Because this movie is great.
It is.
Okay. What if scenarios? Where do you guys want to see Shazam going in the next appearance, or the next sequel, or the next version? What's he going to be doing?
I want him in the Justice League.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fan of that Justice League lineup where they had Cyborg instead of the Martian Manhunter, but they also had Shazam. So you had two superpowers with Superman and Shazam together in the same team, but somehow you have a clash of ideas because there's one of pure innocence and one who's been out there, an adult who's been out there, who's more experienced. So that interaction between an experienced Superman, the figure of hope, and this innocent superhero just trying to do the best he can to do good, I want to see that played out
I do.
on live action. I want to see how they talk. I want to see if all of Superman's ideals will be accepted by Shazam, or if he'll resist to some. That would be
Okay,
interesting.
I'm sold on that.
I am super ashamed now. Oh, I just want to see him in Peacemaker.
Oh,
I just
That
want to
would
see
be
Shazam in
amazing.
Peacemaker.
like you have the contrast of an innocent kid who even
Right?
tries to stop
Right?
swearing in front of
God,
his
that-
parents, and the most foul potty mouth person ever together. That would be such a chaotic dynamic.
I would watch the shit out of that.
That's going to fuck up Billy Batson.
It would
Like,
be
being- being
like how
around
Captain
Peacemaker?
America would tell Tony Stark, "Oi, language. Imagine this times 1,000,000."
Oh my god.
I think it's times 1,000,000,000,000. Oh my
Damn,
god.
I would watch the shit out of that.
I would watch the shit out of that too. Okay, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I have a fear. My fear is that if they do retain this set of characters for Shazam. My fear is that where it's gonna tie together with Black Adam, if that also still goes on.
I don't think so. I mean, that movie didn't really make much money, so that's good.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but knowing how it goes in the universe, like Black Adam is an essential part of the story arc of Shazam, right? He's
And The Rock
it's
is
like
very
the dark
marketable.
version. Yeah. So I don't. Given how bad Black Adam was, it's giving me fears of how it'll be when they do get together, if they do.
We've seen Black Adam trying to be funny, but imagine his character in the hands of a capable director. We've seen both Shazam movies.
Fair.
And the other children, the Shazamily, aside from Billy Batson, they're relatively unknown to everyone. And they made them so likable. Even the bit parts that they had, they were still able to bring out or flesh out a bit of the characters.
True.
With a limited screen time. So imagine Black Adam's character with a more capable director. So that would be interesting
But
to
the
see.
question is, will The Rock allow that?
Yeah, because like he didn't want to be a bad guy against Captain Marvel. Sorry, against Shazam, because even if he is the arch enemy of Shazam, he didn't want Black Adam to come out in anything other than a solo movie to be introduced to us. So
Right? So if they do force them together, I don't think The Rock will be that easy to convince to just go with it, because as we've discussed in the Black Adam episode, he might be a little bit controlling. He wants to paint his own narrative for how he wants the Black Adam character to go. So yeah, that's just a fear of mine. So Debbie Downer, let's just go with your scenario.
No, but like, you know what? I think this movie's gonna be a hit. I'm gonna manifest that shit right now. I think this movie's gonna be a hit. So whatever James Gunn and Peter Safran come up with, they are going to. I think they're going to lean more heavily in the direction of Shazam than of Black Adam. So
I hope so, dear God.
After what happened with Black Adam, I think The Rock, if he still wants to be a part of this universe, is just going to have to accept that he cannot be the star.
Yeah,
it can't. The spotlight can't just be on him.
True.
No, I mean, like, Black Adam's a popular character in the comic books, but come on, Shazam is the superhero, not Black Adam.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess at this point we can just say that the negatives that we've said or could still say are just nitpicking for this movie. So we loved most of it. We love the humor. We love the story arcs, the character development. The family dynamic of both of the Daughters of Atlas and the Shazamily.
Shazamily.
Can't believe we're saying Shazamily. I really can't.
But okay, are there any other things that we can nitpick from it?
Honestly, I just had so much fun with this movie. It's hard for me to nitpick. What I want
agree.
though is a mini-series.
Well, besides
about the other.
obviously what we've already mentioned. Guys, the CG was honestly not great.
Yeah. CG.
Yeah, but I just saw Quantumania, so it looked amazing. It looked amazing compared to that.
No, I think Quantumania was more colorful. But there were just moments here that were just like, this looks straight out of a video game. Not in a good way.
I mean, like,
some moments.
Some moments. It's not like the best CG. It's not like it's gonna win any Oscar or even get a nomination. No, it's not.
I
could argue that Quantumania was harder just because they had to build an entire world with CG.
I guess. I mean,
so that's harder to do that.
Fine.
I agree with Anjo on that.
When they were in second-rate Hogwarts, it was,
second-rate hard. Oh, I love the pen. I love Steve.
Yes, I love the pen. They managed to sneak in Hogwarts in the superhero movie.
Although,
the library was amazing. The library was amazing.
Unfortunately, with all the fantasy material we've had, you saw things reminiscent of Harry Potter. You saw things out of Doctor Strange. You saw things out of Game of Thrones. But he called it out, being like, "Hey, Khaleesi." And all the many doors to many worlds. But it's, you know what? We can nitpick all we want, but I think the essence of the film is just so intact and the story is just so well written that it's so easy to just dismiss all these things and forgive them.
The only thing, so maybe the only thing that I'm gonna nitpick is the they used up all that budget for that dragon. That fucking dragon.
The dragon looked good. It looked really good.
It looked good. It was different.
It was
Like,
good. It was a wooden scream machine.
Yeah, and it makes sense for it to be made out of wood. First of all, it's unique because it was made out of wood. But
Yes.
you're talking the tree of life here.
That is
So,
true.
you know, yeah,
And
it's all tied together.
I find it kind of hard to nitpick here because everything that I would want to take apart in a less competent movie, I kind of excuse it if everything works in the service of the whole. I mean,
Yes.
it sounds like a cop out. I'm sorry, but look, if we can justify 11 Fast and the Furious movies, I am willing to give Shazam some suspension of disbelief, okay?
Yes, I
because
think it's at that level.
when you
Also-
put it all together, it's just so much fun, honestly.
Yes. Also, you shouldn't rely on CG to make your movie.
Yeah.
That's true. But some of it could have been used to fix Zachary Levi's hairline.
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
Stop
I'm sorry.
picking a fight with Mai.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Stop taking shots at Zachary Levi.
I'm sorry.
Everybody gets old.
That's true.
Coming from Misha?
Oh my
Coming
god.
from Misha?
Oh, you leave my forehead out of this.
Okay, Misha was able to identify the OG Billy Batson's cameo in this movie.
That's right.
That speaks volumes of how old Misha was.
Wait,
Look,
who
there was
he?
I wasn't alive. Like during the city scene, during the big battle, there was this
Wasn't
super old
alive.
dude dressed like OG Billy Batson. That guy was Billy Batson in the 1970s TV show.
Oh.
Yeah, if you notice the guy in red with the yellow cuffs on his sweater, that's him.
I will look out for that the next time I watch it.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
It was just nice to see. It was a fun little touch, and I like that even somebody like Shazam, who's not really a DC Comics A-lister, is getting that level of respect where they bring back somebody from the 70s and give him a cameo that, you know, only the most diehard nerds will spot. Hi.
I pointed at the screen. I was like, oh,
I know.
And also, given the treatment of the final battle, even though Shazam is never at the top of mind when it comes to DC superheroes, he was given such an amazing hero moment
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
at the
yes.
end. Like
I
how
agree.
he
I
defeats
agree.
Lucy Liu and that dragon.
Yes.
How it was shot and
Yes.
everything that Shazam does. He tries to save his family. He understands that some things we need to do alone to grow so we can beat that moment.
It was good. I loved it.
And like just how he defeats that dragon and really does his best to save everybody and his family most especially.
And to be honest, even what happens after he beats the dragon, it's nothing like that. You know, I mean, I'm sorry to keep on harping on it, but I really didn't like it in Quantumania where, you know, you think they're stranded in the quantum realm and then 30 seconds later they're going home. This movie earns their ending, absolutely.
Yes, it
Super.
earned.
And
you know,
it's
just
done, it's done in the best way possible.
Mainly because of how it all played out. Like all the shots of Shazam defeating the dragon, everything he
Yes.
does. Like the silhouettes, the lighting.
Yes.
Yes.
How they played with the lightning bolts to really illuminate the scene. Oh my God, it was so good. I was so proud of Zachary Levi in that moment.
Or even
Oh
like
my
just the
God.
cutaways to his family while they're watching this. The emotion was there, honestly.
Dude, at a certain point, I stopped breathing. It's like, what's gonna happen? This build-up is amazing.
So even if we've seen a million superhero showdown, a post-apocalyptic finales in the last 10, 15, 16 years, this one was
16
just
years.
a joy to watch.
It was. It really was.
Yes.
And what makes it rewarding, besides it being a generally good action / superhero film, is the growth of all the characters here and their relationship.
Yes.
For
Like,
sure,
yes.
for sure.
The-
And that makes up for any wonky CGI because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we care about these characters.
We do. I teared
Okay.
up at some point, to be honest. Misha
The
caught me
one-
tearing up. I was trying to hide it.
Little bit.
the one thing that this made me want is an actual mini series about the other Shazam kids and the parents.
I would watch that. I would watch that.
Because this was obviously, you know, Billy Batson's, Freddy's, and Mary's at the point Mary's movie. But then the other kids, I wanted. They had their, you know, some shining moments in the movie, but give us a mini series, like, you know, even shorts.
Flesh them out.
That would be fun. Especially Darla.
Especially Pedro.
Yes.
You know, his revelation
Pedro.
in the movie, like, I want to see like how it all plays out
Yes,
and how his family knew and just accepted him for this
I know.
surprising.
They're like, we got to reveal our secret, dude. That's not a secret.
That was fun.
But you know how important it was at that moment when there is clear and present danger, and they are going to reveal their secret identities, but he says something else.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
how
I like the fact
important that was to him, and for him to tell his parents at the moment of possible death.
I like,
that just
exactly.
goes
I
to
like the fact that having superpowers came in second to that.
Yes.
Absolutely. And
So
it
cute.
was earned because they took the time to set it up and they made the effort of showing that this is who he is. I love that. I loved it.
love
It was a great character moment. It was a punchline, but it was still a character moment. And
Yeah.
it goes to how organic this whole thing came together.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, yes, I think it is a no-brainer. We do recommend Shazam, Fury of the Gods. So it is, by now, it is already out in cinemas, probably the first weekend. So please, please, please go watch it. It's
I
a
got my
breath of
tickets.
fresh air. It has the childlike sincerity and love put into it, which just makes everything work. And for a sequel in the DC universe, that is an amazing feat.
Yes, we also what Wonder Woman 84 was like.
No. We said we'll never talk about Wonder Woman 84 again.
You talked about Black Adam, which is worse.
We can do an episode in which one of those movies is worse.
Yeah, we'll work on that. But for
Let
now,
us know. Let us know if you want us to talk. If you want us to do a debate on which is worse, Black Adam or Wonder Woman 84.
that would be fun. So let us know on our social media pages what else you want to see from the Sub-Auteurs. Once again, thank you so much to Warner Brothers Philippines for inviting us. This was honestly a core memory for this podcast and this friendship. And
was.
we hope to see more. So you can follow us on our socials. We have a Facebook group called Sub-Auteurs We Like Movies. Shout out to Justin, by the way, who we saw in the premiere, and Anna, both members of the group. So good seeing you guys. And yeah, we have the Facebook group. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Sub-Auteurs Podcast. And we also have our official Facebook page.
Yeah, so
Hooray.
hit us up. Let us know what you want to watch, what you want us to watch, what you want us to talk about, or just let us know what you guys are watching.
How much you love Zachary Levi? Probably as much as I do.
Yes, because that's a topic everyone will want to discuss.
You should probably make another group for that, Mai.
Fine. But anyway, yes, this has been the Sub-Auteurs. Go watch Shazam, Fury of the Gods. It is amazing. My name's Mai.
Woohoo! I'm Misha.
I'm Angelo.
Thank God you didn't say Shazam anymore.
Kazam!
Wrong movie.
Franchise! Oh my God,
There's
Shaq!
Damn
There's
it!
no 350-pound
Genie.
in this one.
Oh my God, Shaq! Ooh, we could talk about Kazam.
Oh my god.
Or Steel.
No!
Okay, bye! Thank you!
Bye everyone!